wanted to do something completely different. And we kept dreaming, and we kept dreaming, and we kept dreaming. And today, all around the world, we give birth to something that's special.
Fired up! Wow!
Hey guys, HB and the crew here. We are right now in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the Orleans Arena. Today is the day before the kickoff and the launch of our Boomerang begins. And what we're about to do is do a countdown. And you guys are actually about to see when I press send with this button, this was when I sent the final wire for the purchase of our own rideshare company and our Boomerang. Vibe Rides, baby. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom!
And I want you guys to know that you can use this event to change your life.
The next time you walk in a ring, they need to ask you, are you in our Boomerang?
You do deserve to have your heart's desire. You deserve that, and you can have it.
This is so special, this idea that we have, this concept. And so what we've got to do is let's go out there and create the future that nobody knows.
Now I'm starting like the big time. 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 Now I'm starting like the big.
Yeah. Oh, man, what's going on?
Now I'm starting like the. Now I'm starting like the big time. Big time.
A message from the CEO of iBoomerang, Holton Bugs.
Do I build this for money? Yes. Of course I do. That may be shocking to some people, self-serving, but let's just be honest. I wouldn't do this for free. I wouldn't go through what I go through for free. I wouldn't. And one of the things I want to say is, I want people, especially successful people, to stop apologizing for becoming wealthy. Stop apologizing because you make a lot of money, because you'll have a lot of people put you on guilt trips about how much money you make, and if you buy a Rolls Royce or if you buy this, how many countries you could have fed with the Rolls Royce. Why do you need 2 Rolls Royces? Why do you need a Lamborghini? And why do you need 9 cars, 6 homes? I don't need them. I want them. And so at some point, you've got to get beyond only living for your needs. I mean, just think how sad it is to live a life based only on what you need and never getting the things that you want. For me, that's not fulfilling. And so I build this for financial strength and for financial freedom, so that generations of my family that are to come, they have a center focus, or what I call a central bank, that any ideas that they may come up with, why do they need to go to this particular bank or that banking institution when we've got our own resources? Why do they need to pay interest to this bank and have this bank to mortgage their house or mortgage this or collateralize that, when the Bugs family has put something together that we can start, and that they can lend from or borrow from, or we can invest into their ideas. So yeah, money is very important. And I tell you this here, it makes people very uncomfortable when you talk about money, especially when you talk about the abundance of it. If we were to talk about how much we didn't have, if I was to get on and talk about how bad I had it, and woe is me. People accept that kind of talk. But when you start talking about the abundance of it, people get very, very uncomfortable. They have a drive. Money is not bad. Money is nothing but a tool. If you're a bad person, you become a rich jerk when you get money. If you're a good person, you become a rich good person. So money doesn't make you, it just exposes the person that you already are. So the answer to your question is, do I build this for money? Of course I build this for money, and I'll continue building it for money. But there's a lot of other important things that I build it for as well. Money is not the number one.
Hey Boomerang family, I'm coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to share with you guys how excited I am about the movement that the company has been promoting, which is good, get out of debt. Now, I've always paid my cars on time, but I never thought about paying them off early. I thought I was doing something good. But now with this new environment, it's opening up my mind. I'm doing different things. I'm looking at life a little differently, and I want to have zero debt, meaning zero balance. So we have 3 vehicles, and it's our goal to pay all 3 of them off this year, but we just paid off 1. Now we have the Silverado, we have the Tahoe, and we have this Malibu over here. Now, we haven't paid these 2 off yet, but this one over here, come on. This baby here, we just paid off. Now, it was under $4,000 is all we had left, just a little under $4,000, but still, we saved ourselves over $2,000 in interest. We had 11 payments left on this car. But with that first iBoomerang check that my husband and I earned, we were able to pay this off and help keep that extra $2,000 in our pocket. My daughter now has a paid off vehicle, and now we're working towards paying the other 2 off, and we can't wait to share with you guys when we do it. So I'm loving it that the company is promoting get out of debt. Boom.
My name is Mike Healy. I live in Columbus, Ohio. Married, got 3 awesome kids. I am officially the shortest guy in my house. And just a quick background is I have been in the direct selling networking industry for about 20 some years. And I remember the first time many, many years ago, I think this was in 1994-ish, when I heard the term residual income. And I was so excited about residual income that I called my dad up and I said, in my excitement and no understanding, I said, Dad, there's this thing I saw, and they've got this thing called residential income. And I could hear him kind of pause, and I was just babbling away. And he goes, son, you mean residual? And I go, I heard they got that too. And he had to explain to me 20 some years ago what residual income was. And the best understanding I ever got was you do something today, but you continue to get paid on it again and again and again. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my, the PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to go full screen on you if I figure that out real quick. And this is going to be awesome. You're going to enjoy it. Again, like I said, I'm going to talk fast because we got quite a bit of info to cover, but I am going to squish it down or squeeze it into a short time frame so that you can get the best out of this. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about tonight. What we're going to share with you is if you're looking at this for the first time, more than likely, if you're like the majority of people out there, you're probably interested in a viable way to supplement your income. If it didn't mean having to change careers, take on a second job, become an internet whiz, or push products on friends and family. In fact, most of the people that we have looking at iBoomerang are getting involved. And that is not an exaggeration because what we are doing makes sense. I'm going to back that up with a couple statements of some actual data that you can look up yourself. This is public record. This has actually been posted other places, but you can get the information on this. Our company we are officially, I believe we're about 22 days old today. We had a little bit of a soft launch a pre-launch about March 11th. So about 6 months where they were kind of just letting people get involved while they were kind of building and tweaking things. But on September 1st was our official launch date. So we're 22 years old or 22 days old. We do look like a 22-year-old company, but we are 22 days old. So real important. Tony, quit chatting with me because I'm getting notifications popping up. But anyhow, because it's making the bubble noise. Anyhow, what I want to tell you guys right now is this, is our company has about 40,000 TSAs active worldwide. In that short period of time, we have already acquired over 175,000 customers. We have officially we've officially, I think, paid out over $12 million in commissions to the force, okay, which is just amazing that we've done that in such a short period of time. So let me tell you why, and I'm going to show you through this presentation why everybody's so excited. First and foremost, this is the disclaimer. It's very important that you read this. iBoomerang cannot and will not make any guarantees your ability to get results or any money with the program. You know, you're basically, if you don't do anything, don't expect anything. It's really as simple as that. Okay, this is not a get rich quick. This is actually a legitimate business model that you're going to get excited about. Now, if you've ever been approached, pitched in, or joined any type of network marketing business, you probably, in a lot of cases, you almost feel like your nails are being, pulled down a chalkboard. Okay, oh, what are they in now, or what is this? I'm telling you with everything in me from experience in this industry that this is different, and you're going to see that. Okay, we have something that we call a first-class consumer experience, and something that has never been done before, called the Perpetual Residual Income Builder, and it's short for PRIB. PRIB is what we call it, the acronym there. Okay, in the old model of network marketing, and you're probably, if you've ever been associated with it or done it before, is in most cases, most companies market a product that you can usually get somewhere else. In fact, you could probably get it, if it's a product-based company, on Amazon, 2 days, free shipping, cheaper than the company would actually sell it. In most of the cases in a network marketing customer consumer platform, you're paying more because they need to pay commissions. And usually only the strongest recruiters win. That has changed, because in our model, for the first time, is you don't make any money unless customers save money. Think about that for a second. You're not asking a customer to, first off, to do anything they weren't already going to do, but you don't have to worry about what they purchase, how big a purchase it is, or anything like that. Is we make money off every time someone saves money. That's what's so exciting about this model, and I'm going to go through that here in a second. So how are we going to do that? Our entry, or your entry into our business model, and the potential to, really change your future, is through the travel industry. Okay, if you don't know this already, and I was not aware of this, and I thought I was a pretty savvy business guy, but the travel industry by itself is over an $8 trillion industry. That's 8 trillion with a T. Okay, I did not stutter, believe it or not. And you do not need too big of a slice of $1 trillion pie. You basically need an aroma off of that. If you look statistically of all the money that is paid, if you can just get your toe in the water in that, you've got the potential to tap into something that's pretty much unlimited financially for you. Now, the other thing, just a brief understanding of why our model is so unique, what I'm about to explain here, is in most cases, you have been pitched, or you have used, or you have seen advertised all of the companies that I'm showing on the screen here. The important thing to understand, though, is that there really are only 2 major companies that monopolize the travel industry itself. Everything else falls under that umbrella. The important words to look at on this slide alone is that word parity and markup. Parity and markup, and I actually didn't know what the word parity meant when I first time I saw the slide. It means basically the same. You see, because there's no real competition, because they're all under the same umbrella and really ultimately marketing for the same companies, they only wiggle room a few dollars here and there. Okay. The important thing that what we can do is our model. Think about this for a second. This is real important. You catch this. Our model of acquiring customers through word of mouth can beat any of these guys 100% of the time in customer acquisition, because customer acquisition is the name of the game. Everybody knows that in business and pretty much in life. Whoever has the most customers wins. What we have the ability to do using our company, Extreme Travel, they pass that savings on to you. Okay, so it's real simple. It's not magic, it's math. It's not magic, it's math. We can get the same hotel as all these booking engines do, But instead of having to mark it up because of price parity to compete with all these other companies, we can actually drive it down less because they have to spend millions of dollars in advertising where we don't. And that money that's saved, part of that goes to you. Okay. So that's what's, and I'll give you the full details on that. Now, is Extreme Travel and David Manning and the crew something that you can be proud of? Absolutely. They're over a 16-year-old company and have won numerous awards that actually mean something in this industry. Okay. I'm talking fast, so I got to drink a little water there. First and foremost, what really the backbone of this is we or you have the ability to offer people their own travel booking platform in which they can save up to 70% off of retail prices. Okay. The important thing is it's absolutely 100% free for a customer to use this platform. However, it is a private platform that they can only get access by getting a private code, which we call boomerangs. That's kind of the play on words, and I'm going to explain that a little more detail as I get to that, okay? So we offer a customer or somebody to be a potential customer a simple code that when they use this code, they activate a website and they get all the benefits, okay? Now, perfect example, some of these examples right here are we have hotels, some of the best hotels out there. Our inventory is just as big as everyone else's. Everybody's pretty much doing the same thing. But if you look at some of these hotel prices here, instead of paying a full $339, 161 savings a night and getting that same hotel that's listed on another competitor for $178 makes sense. The important thing, and I'm going to repeat this a few times on here, is you see that savings? If you choose to become a TSA or Travel Savings Ambassador with our company, you actually have the ability to earn 50% of savings. Not what they spend, so it doesn't matter how much or how little they spend, it's how much they save. The more money they can save, which is good for you because that's how you create repeat customers, you make 50% of that. So if you look at these numbers, whenever you see any of these slides come up that show savings, picture yourself putting that in your pocket for only doing one simple thing, giving someone a code /boomerang so they can activate a website and go on there and shop whenever and however many times they want. And they don't have to use the code every time. Once they've activated it, it's theirs for life. It's real important. Rental cars, we do these as well. You can see, like I just mentioned, all that savings. Picture yourself putting 50% of that in your pocket because most people are going to use any of these services I'm showing you. These actually are savings. These are reservation confirmations showing examples of savings. So the $848, the $532, the $999, the $1589. If these 4 customers happen to be yours, if you were the one that referred those, picture yourself getting 50% of each of those for doing a task as simple as saying, hey, Mark, I have no idea if I could help you or not. I know you're going to Vegas next, in 2 weeks. Check this website out. Use this code. I'll give you backdoor pricing, or you can say I'll give you 5-star places for 3-star prices. You can check it out, see if you can find anything. And if they book something, found savings on there, you're putting 50% of that in your pocket. Pretty incredible model. This is why we are making waves. This is why we are getting so many customers. This is why our company's breaking records. In fact, I forgot to mention this when I was giving you some stats. Our company actually is the 10th fastest growing company in the world if you look it up on growjo.com, growjo.com. Okay, so real important. And we have all of these benefits on here, all the things that somebody could go in there and would normally look for that has to do with travel, hotels, cars, cruises, weeks, homes, flights, timeshares, marketplace. And check this out right here, 110% price guarantee. You can look that up if you got a boomerang or you have access to one of some of these sites, or if you join, you can look in there and you see the price guarantee up there at the top. You can click on it, and if they find something cheaper, we'll match it 110% of the savings on there. So pretty incredible right there. Now, the big question is, because I'm going to kind of switch into how much, what the potential is here for you is this, is the question that comes up and kind of the play on words with our company is, do you boomerang? Well, yes, I do. Well, what is iBoomerang? Basically, it's a play on words where we throw out savings and money comes back. Okay, you throw out savings or goodwill and money comes back to you. So let's talk about that. 50%, like I mentioned in a couple slides, you get 50% of whatever somebody saves. Now, a perfect example is you do have some extra perks if you become a TSA or you get your own member site. I'll show you how that works in a second, where you can actually get little larger savings, but then customers, they fall under that guise of where they're going to save, but you make 50% on those. Okay. So let me break this down for you, make it real simple. So let's say you would be interested, hypothetically, of course, of earning a few extra dollars a month, a year, whatever, for really doing nothing but helping people save money on something they were already planning on spending money on. Okay, very simple. If you were to go out and acquire, and we'll use this example right here because it's in the PowerPoint, 10 customers. So let's say that they through 16 years of doing business, realize that the average annual savings of a customer on our platform would be about $600. So if you acquired 10 customers that over that 12-month period saved $6,000 total, that means that you would have earned $3,000 extra that year. Okay, very, very simple. Well, it's not, like I said, it's not magic, it's just math. Let's say you acquired 100 customers. And we have people in our company in this short period of time that we've been around that are now upwards in a few hundred. And I think one of the top customer gatherers has over 400 personally acquired customers. How'd they acquire those customers? They literally said, here's a code, go activate a website and shop around on it. That's pretty much it, right? 100 customers on this slide right here, same saving, $600 a customer. Believe it or not, of all that savings on the averages, that would have put $30,000 annually in your pocket. Did you have to go out and build a team? Not really. No, you didn't have to. This was on strict customer acquisition. Now, from like I mentioned before, being in the industry of networking before, I very, very rarely ever saw anybody make this kind of income from typically just customers. And if they currently are, like I said, a lot of those checks for those other people in those companies are starting to dip because they're tired of being on like auto ships and stuff with other companies when they can go straight to Amazon or eBay, find the exact same product from the exact same company and get it at a discount because someone was fire selling their product, right? Same thing here. You get 1,000 customers. Maybe you got real aggressive, went out there, did it yourself. Picture that right there, $300,000 if you did that. And that was the averages. Again, you read the disclaimer on here, not guaranteeing anything. But if you do the work, there's some serious potential here. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. Okay. One of the reasons a lot of us have joined and have gathered our own customers, but there's a way or another amazing thing that you can actually build leverage. Leverage means that you go out and it's who was it? It was J. Paul Getty, one of the most successful people ever of all time, said that he'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own. Picture this. What if you called me up and said, hey, Mike, Holton Buggs, the greatest networker in the history of mankind, is starting his own company. And I said, you know what? If I was in investments and Warren Buffett was starting his own company, I'd at least look. So having a background in networking and knowing who Holton was, I said I would take a look. After taking a look, I decide, you know what, this thing is going to rock and roll with or without me. I might as well jump on the train. And I got involved, and you had invited me to look at it, and I became a TSA under you. Any of the customers that I acquire, you actually have the ability to override those customers as well a little bit. Think about that. I could go out and gather hundreds of customers, but because you invited me to take a look at this and I decided to join in on this, because it totally makes sense to make make money on savings of customers, right? And I jumped on board, you have the ability to make money on that. But let's say you got a little conservative here and over a period of time, you build a team of 50 people, okay? Let's say they only each obtained just 10 customers. That means of your team of 50, you would have had a total or organization, so-and-so begat so-and-so and so on, of 500 customers. Right now, like we said on the slides before, $600 average savings. The volume of that, the actual money that would then go up through the genealogy, or that's what they call it, of the organization would be $575 per 600 in savings. And if you were overriding that about 10%, that means a team of 50 with 500 total customers would pay you over $20,000. That's above and beyond anything you would have personally made on your own customers. Think about that for a second. That is above and beyond anything you would have personally made on your own customers. Now, quick question. Do you think those same people that probably saved money on that platform are going to use it again? Go like this. Yep. Do you think they're maybe potentially going to tell somebody else themselves? Yep. Do you think maybe they're going to ask you eventually, why did you get them that and what's in it for you? Probably. Okay. So think about this. And there is absolutely no cap. There's no ceiling on the size of organization that you choose to build, the amount of team members that you can get. Look at these numbers right here on this slide. If you build a team of 250 people, again, over a period of time, not personally, you didn't have to get them all, but maybe somebody got somebody kind of thing, and they each just had 10 customers, that's 2,500 customers times the $600 average savings. If you look at the 10% on that, that'd be over a 6-figure annual income just off of, remember, that's off of the customers. That's off of the customers. This isn't, that's what's so exciting. This is a customer acquisition model. Customer acquisition model. This is so exciting. To me, I get just excited every single time I go through this presentation for people, because what we have our hands on is unique. It's just different. An aggressive model. What if you got aggressive? You went out there and you said, my family is worth it to get off the couch or whatever, maybe, waste your time and put a few hours a week or a few hours a day into this, sharing this opportunity with people. And you got a little aggressive and your team ended up growing to over 1,000 people. I don't know about you, but it's much, much harder to make $400,000 a year by doing a lot of other things. Typically you need degrees. This thing doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you have a degree. It doesn't matter if you graduate high school, you're a CEO, stay-at-home mom, doesn't matter. It has everything to do with your ability to make a decision and say, you know what, this makes sense. Getting paid to help people save on the money they were already going to spend makes sense. I'm going for it. Okay. The other thing too is, if you keep going with our compensation plan and how our business works, as you build your team, they have the ability to go out there and purchase packages, is what we call them. I'm going to show it to you on the next slide. And we have a couple different ways. We have actually multiple ways that you can earn more money, not just on customers, but on packages, on renewals, things like that are really going to, if you just ask somebody that got you on here, if they want, full details, you can go see it, and you're probably not going to sleep at night. So I should have warned you ahead of time. Now, how do you get started? Let's say you look at this and said, man, this makes sense. I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm going to invest in my future. Everybody starts or enrolls, what we call it, at the standby position. Okay. Standby is $49.95. That is a monthly fee. If you just stick at that level, you get 1 Boomerang customer site, 5 Boomerangs to send, which are the codes that you can help to acquire a customer, 25% of referral commissions. Okay. Everybody joins this, but the majority of people pick one of these 3 packages. The biggest reason you would pick one of these 3 packages, in my opinions, is how we get those customers is we have to have Boomerangs, which are the codes, and the coach class is a $250 purchase for a package, gives you 10, business gives you 25 for 500, and the first class, if my head's in the way, it says first class there, 50 Boomerangs for $1,000. Okay. So the reason that, and you get, on the dual teams, you can ask the person that got you on here to explain what that means. I'm not going to give it to you in detail on here to confuse you, but this is a customer acquisition play. So the more Boomerangs you have is basically, I've been training like people that are on my team and my organization, that Boomerangs to me are like assets. They are assets. It's similar to me as in having, if I had the ability to get into the Coke machine distribution model, right? Every Coke machine that you could potentially own and you placed all over the United States or all over the world, you don't have to babysit it. You don't have to think about it. It's just people are going to use it when they want it. And some are going to use it more than others based on location or buying habits or whatever. It's the same thing. To me, every Boomerang that you have your hands on is an asset that can help you build a residual income that can grow year after year after year after year. Okay. So and basically that's kind of me in a nutshell, closing her down for you. But here's what I would tell you is this, and I'm actually going to stop the share, see if I can go solo on you real quick. But I would tell you this, that if you're taking a look at this, get back with the person who invited you to take a look at it. Tell them you want to get started. Worst case, if you got some questions, or maybe this isn't for you, get one of the boomerangs and try out the platform. Okay. You know, a lot of times people just say, well, I want to kick the tires or whatever. Totally fine. But I would tell you this, that our business is growing very, very quickly. Okay. You know, and a lot of times I know people hype this up a lot about being early or you know, pre-launch or launch or just getting started. We're way ahead of the game. Okay. We are established as a company. Like I said, we've paid a lot of money in commissions people have put in their bank accounts already. But I would tell you this, that I believe that when you also ask and inquire about the other services that were just announced that are going to piggyback on top of those codes. So if a customer, you know, has now gotten a travel, you know, site set up, the company is going to be able to market to them mobile service, rideshare service, which you know, they already purchased. VibeRise is what it's called. I mean, you know, we've had a play on words, and I forgot to mention this earlier. They said that we're going, you know, we're like Uber. We're using an Uber philosophy and Amazon technology to help these, you know, to help people save money, have a first-class customer experience. But if you think about this, could you imagine having a handful of customers, and they have customers and they have customers kind of thing, or TSAs that have customers, and you're making money every time somebody booked a flight, you know, rented a car, you know, booked a hotel, went on a cruise, had a cell phone service, you know, picked up a ride from the airport and do it through VibeRides. I mean, it's multiple ways to earn income from doing that one simple thing of asking somebody, hey, would you like to, do you travel? Yes. Would you like to save on that travel? Yes. Again, here's a code, set up your free site, and that's it. Okay. The company will do all the work for you. The company, think about that. The company follows up for you. You don't have to be hounding your customers for repeat orders. The company will actually, the technology, reason we say Uber philosophy, Amazon technology. What does Amazon do? If you've ever been there and shopped, I know you probably have. When you go on there and click on something, the next thing you know, it follows you around the internet for like a month, right? But what if our technology in their artificial intelligence learning had the ability to basically see when your customer was going on a trip, had just gotten back? What if they just landed and all of a sudden the system sends them a notification that they could use the VibeRides? I mean, think about that for a second. It is just mind-blowing what we have our hands on, and you are actually having the opportunity to see this very, very early. Okay, we are, in my opinion, we are not on the ground floor. We are still in the basement, but man, we are laying the foundation for this skyscraper to go to the top. So I want to say thank you very much. I typically shoot for about 30 minutes. I am about 2 or 3 minutes under my time. But you know, because a lot of people that it's just the way I roll. I like to get it to you fast, get that information to you. But I would tell you this, get back with the person that got you on here. Tell them you want to get started, pick a package. It's very easy. You'll be up and running. You can work this business on your phone. That's what's been so exciting for what we've done. You know, we're just texting people, inviting them to these kind of calls, inviting them to view presentations, sending them YouTube videos and things like that. Most of the stuff out there, sending them, oh my gosh, I forgot, sending them the iDecide interactive presentation that comes with your package. It's the interactive thing. Literally, it asks the questions. Your person gets a personalized guided presentation that's all in the package that you get. So it's very easy. If you don't like, you know, you're like, I don't want to present, I don't want to talk to people, you can actually still build your business even if you're an introvert, which is kind of exciting. So thank you again for being on here. Like I said before, if you're watching this as a replay or you're on here live and you know, maybe want to get people to watch it again, just tag them in the just in the comment section. Type in something like, hey, Lisa, check this out. Or, you know, I know you're Lisa, and it would pop their name up, and then boom, check this out. Or this is what I've been telling you guys about. Share it on your timelines, on your own Facebook pages if you're watching on this Facebook Live. Again, and also you can actually get the link from this, the recording of it, send it to somebody that can check it out. So my name is Mike Healy. I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. Everybody have a great one. And if you'll do today what others won't, you will live tomorrow like others can. Have a great one, and I'll see you at the top. Thanks.
Every so often, there's a change, a disruption, something that has never been done before, a moment in time when everything changes, when change is needed the most. This is one of those times. What will happen when an icon in the industry enters the world's largest market with a brand new model? Records will be broken. Lives will be changed. And nothing will remain the same. If you're watching this, you could be there. At the very beginning of what will be one of the biggest shifts the industry has ever seen. Watch as we deliver on a promise and a new vision like no one has ever seen before. Whatever you do, don't miss it.